Welcome to Bill the Comic. See, get out of here. Welcome to chat stream.
You're just getting me back from my wife, aren't you?
Yeah. All right, let me click this button before Tina yells at me.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or Region 2 Promotion.
Hey, everybody. It's Thursday night. Once again, it is time for Thursday Night Throwdown. I am Rodney Fyke, and I am here with a panel of goofball artists.
Not me!
Wait,
We
what?
got Richard Jones III, we got Michael Lenny, we got Fish, we got Chad Perkins in the house. So everybody come on in and join the conversation, relax, pull up a bowl of popcorn and pop a can of beer and just enjoy the show. So
I got a can of beer.
yeah, there we go.
Raspberry donut ale.
There we go.
Mm.
Hey,
It's delicious. You all shut up. It's better than Bud Light. That turns you gay.
Cassandra's in the house. How we doing? Grant's in the house. What's up, Grant? All right.
Grant.
I am going to flip my camera around and so I can start.
All right, guys.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to flip us off.
I'm going to flip
Yeah,
you all off right now.
Oh, no.
I'll go fuck yourself.
My keyboard died on me.
Oh, no. Now you can't. I don't know.
Now I can't flip people off.
I can't
No!
Hey, Drought. And it looks like C's here. He's bald. That's really interesting. Why?
Yeah, well, I got a treatment of chemo tomorrow, Chad. So what's your fucking excuse for having bald? Whatever, man.
Mine is have you ever heard of the book My Kampf?
No! Wow.
Oh, that might.
Oh my god, this went off the rails really quickly.
Right up there with corn, Chad.
Right. Listen. They told me there was no filter. I can say porn now.
Oh, good. There you go. Okay.
And Nita can't stop me.
Vic's in the house. What's going on, Vic? Man, that I'm telling you right now, that piece that you posted today, that you finished, that you were working on last week, is
Awesome.
I was just about to say.
Oh my god, that was so awesome.
Yeah, the coloring on that Haunted Mansion piece is very cool.
Yes, if you guys haven't seen it, go check out Vic Medina's post today for the what is it? The house on what?
No.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion
piece that he did. It's gorgeous. So, much love to him.
That's that piece he was working on last week, huh?
Yeah.
My gosh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Looks like Katie's here. Hello.
What's up, Katie? She might be taking a quick trip here sometime this evening. Y'all posted she's going to go maybe make a little trip to the kitten farm. We'll see.
What? Wait. What? Is that a porn reference? Like, what does that mean?
My wife wants to go get more cats.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, so it's literally not. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, literal kittens.
Literal kittens. All right. Ephraim, hello. Why? How many cats do you have? Richard?
5.
But why?
I like cats better than I like humans.
Well, I mean, I like animals just in general more than I like humans in general. So I feel that, but 5 is a lot.
Mm-hmm. I just had to look up how many dogs you can legally have in Arkansas. Like, I actually had to look that up because of my wife. and we've got 4, and she's promising our son 1 if he got his grades up. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, we legally can't have another dog.
Wait, is it true that you're only allowed 4 dogs?
Yeah, unless you live in Fayetteville for some reason. There, you know,
Oh.
I guess the rules don't apply. It's different there, but statewide, it's 4 dogs, which I know lots of people that have more than that. It shocked me, but you know, especially like hunting dogs and stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
I wonder. That's kind of interesting. Is there like a particular cop that goes and checks to see how many dogs you have?
no, it's when the neighbors call the cops on you because your house stinks of dog crap, and they come in and find out you've got 15. That's when they find out the law and how many dogs you can have and take everything else away.
You know, that's fair. I've seen those hoarder shows where it's like, we have 29 million turtles. Well, why?
It's the turtle hoarders that get you. They're the
Wait.
hoarders.
You have a dog, fish, 10 tarantulas, leopard gecko, 4 hissing cockroaches, 2 teenagers, and 5 cats.
I love
But
how
the
you put the
teenagers-
teenagers in with the pets. Yes, no,
Well,
that's true.
Teenagers are the
They-
most dirtiest ones.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
they
gonna say,
stink more. They're harder to care for.
Yeah.
They put up a bigger fight for just like cleaning their cage out. Like, you know,
0 out of 10 would not recommend teenagers as pets.
no. I mean,
Yeah,
it seemed like a good idea. They're always cute when they're little. When they're little, they're adorable. It's when they grow up, they get obnoxious. Monkeys, raccoons, teenagers, doesn't matter. They're all cute little, and then they grow up.
That's not
And
true.
then you wanna
Dogs are always
strangle 'em.
cute, no matter what.
Yeah, dogs are cute.
Yeah, no matter what, dogs and cats are always going to be cute. Hissing cockroaches, though, I wouldn't even say are cute. I would just say that needs to be under my shoe.
Oh, I don't know. They're awful cool. I almost.
How?
They're just cool. Like I was.
What are
we
they?
were at a.
You cuddle it?
No, it's just one of those interesting pets that you have. Like you can't cuddle fish, but fish are cool to watch.
Not with that attitude. But no,
It's
I get
the
it.
distance, really.
I will
but-
cuddle a fish.
Like I almost had my ex-wife convinced to let me get one when we were at like a bug museum and they had them for sale, and I had her down from hell no down to fine, do what you want, and like I was just like 2 steps away from okay, we can get one, and then we had to leave and ran out of time to go back.
Okay, out of curiosity, how much was the hissing cockroach going to set you back?
Like $10, I think.
Oh, really?
Like it was cheap, and that came with like a little container, like a little terrarium to get it home. And I had plenty of like former aquariums and stuff at my house, you know, for obvious reasons with a name like Fish. And I've got a lot of aquariums laying around. And so, you know, I was going to build him a nice terrarium, but, you know, I had to get her down from fine, do what you want, because I knew I was going to suffer for that. But if I could get her down to okay, it would be good.
What do you feed her? Radiation pellets?
Pretty much, yeah. If you want it to be big enough to ride, yeah, you've got to feed it like nothing but plutonium and
Plutonium chips.
Is plutonium pretty easy to come by then in Arkansas?
Oh, yeah,
Well-
you can get it on the internet.
There's this company out of state that you can go to on the internet. It's TCRI. They sell all kinds of interesting feed products and mutagenic ooze. And
Oh my gosh!
anything you feed it to is going to grow exponentially.
And you always say, I was like, wait a minute, that's not a real place. This is
I was about to say, too. I was like, wait, really? Listen, considering how stupid Americans are, I'd be like, I guess we do sell that. Sure, what the fuck ever.
Hey, if Doc Brown could get his hands on some,
Exactly. It's not as hard as you think.
and that was the '80s, it's got to be easier now.
What?
Well, yeah,
Plutonium?
It's Amazon
Yeah.
now.
Oh, you could just go outside and like dig it up. It's everywhere. Haven't you seen our Earth? It's polluted as hell. Walk outside. I need some radioactive ooze.
Just jump into the sewers. You see what it does to turtles.
Mhm.
And you also see what it does to Daredevil too,
Yeah.
if you know that canon.
Mhm.
Actually, Ford Lake that I live right next to is completely polluted. I always feel like when I walk by it, I'm gonna grow a third arm. And I mean, I did in between my legs, but still, that's another story. So what
wow.
is everybody drawing?
I am drawing. I'm sketching out the cover for issue 2 of the Mighty Caw that I've got on Kickstarter right now. Let me see if I can zoom into it there. And we have Caw, my giant bird barbarian dude, is locked up in all this prison gear from issue 1, and he's had these giant hounds sicked on him, and that's the end of issue 1. And so issue 2 starts out with him fighting for his life against these things, and we go from there, and hilarity ensues.
Oh, of course. That's how it is. Hilarity. Richard, it looks like that you're drawing the Uncanny X-Men.
I've got 2 commissions, and they're like jam pieces. I got to put Wolverine on, so
yeah.
And I'm hoping I don't screw up Brian Silverback's artwork here.
Oh,
That
are you?
would be a
Oh, is
shame.
that his pencils?
No. This is he drew this on this side, the Colossus.
Oh,
Or is Colossus? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know who drew the Storm. I don't
oh, so it's
recognize the
everybody's
signature.
doing like different. It's like a mashup of different
Right,
artists.
yeah. It's a jam piece.
Huh. That's really cool. I would love to be a part of a jam piece, but I can only draw a triangle. And I can draw tubes as well, right? See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good at drawing tubes. And Rodney, it looks like you got your Mandalorian armor guy.
Yeah, woman.
That's right. It's a woman.
Yes.
And that is... Ooh, that helmet.
Racist and sexist. Man, he's going for the trifecta. over here.
Sorry, racist, sexist, and Mathura. Anyway. Listen, only half of me is racist and sexist, okay? And see, what are you working on?
Why don't you tell him, Chad?
But why do I have to tell him?
Because you
All
know
right,
what's
fine.
working on.
So that is... I mean, C's been doing this also on Sketchy Saturday as well, but he is inking my next work. He is doing the art for it. I am on the writing. Is Set the Hook, about a man who's very angry at a fish.
What did I do?
Listen, Mr. Fish. Just saying, you just need to stop killing children.
I was asking for it. I really was.
You were.
You and your damn description, man. I'm telling you. You get. I liken it to this. If Herman Melville wrote Constantine,
Yeah.
that is what Set the Hook is.
Yeah, that's a better thing.
We're talking about hellfish. So
Yeah. It's about this guy whose dad gets murdered, and as revenge by a demonic pike, and then he has to track it down and essentially kill it. And he's just this dumb big... He's not an idiot, but he's not very smart.
He's a
Okay, now I'm starting to take this personally.
He's just trying to find Mr. Fish, and he really wants to kill him.
Just trying to find the giant fish with the gray beard. That's all it is. It wasn't me, I swear. It was him.
Killed many. There's
it was one fin fish.
Mm-hmm.
see, there's Moby references and Seal references in there, and also at one point the band Fish as well is in there.
Oh no! Please tell me that. Well, anyway, just in case people are fans of fish.
I love like ironically or seriously. Like, are there people who are a fan of Fish?
Oh, I knew somebody who was. Yeah,
But why?
I don't know. He sucked anyway, but that's.
Listen, that guy.
It was
that
probably
guy,
because he sucked.
It might have even had some kind of direct correlation.
his mom really hated him. Did he hate Fish, and that's why his mom hated him too? That explains why he sucks, because even his family hated him. Who's your favorite band? Fish, and you're not invited to any more of the reunions.
No more cookouts, no more barbecues for you.
You would have think having a band named Fish would have been a good thing for me, like growing up. but
But it wasn't.
them spelling it weird.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
for the rest of my life, it's like, well, how do you spell that? I spell it the same damn way you do. And then I spell it for them. And then invariably, they look me dead in the eye. How do you pronounce that? Like, seriously, we both just said my name.
Oh,
No.
I love it.
People-
Has anybody ever walked up to you and called you
They-
real big fish?
No, but I did have a dude come up to me the other day. We met each other like a couple of years ago in passing, had some friends in common and stuff. And then I show up at this restaurant and he's working there, and he had a very unique name too, which made it stand out in my mind because I kind of collect them now. And he looks at me and he's like, oh, I know you. What was it? Bird, worm, frog. I was like, you're getting closer. And my wife pipes up and she's like, it eats worms. Like, thanks, babe. That helps.
His
Well, I
name
said
is
Bird.
The
Real Big
weirdest
Fish.
one, though, was I had a dude look straight at me that I had known for months, and he was nervous because he was leading this meeting for the first time. And he looks at me and he says, Moose, you always have a lot to contribute. And I just looked at him dumbfounded. I'm like, that is the furthest anybody has ever gotten.
Please. That is. You know what, Mr. Fish? I'm gonna do that from now on. I'll be like, Koala, what do you think? Real Big Fish is your stripper name.
Panda, what's your take on it?
What do you think, Centipede?
What about you, Yogi? What do you think?
No, I'm very happy with what he's been doing with Set the Hook. We're also, and I've been kind of lazy about it, but we're also working on sea shanties as well, which is going to be fun. Can I talk about that, C?
I mean, I guess.
Well, I'll just we'll.
I kind of want it to be kind of a surprise.
Oh, okay, then we won't worry about that. It's really what's going to happen is Kangaroo here is going to sing us some sea shanties. So, how do you guys feel about Image leaving Diamond?
Not a shocker.
I was just about to say I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean it's just an inevitability of the way everything's changing. So,
Well, it's also getting harder and harder. I think you were saying it last night too, is that previews don't matter. And that's what everybody wants, and you also need to order a certain amount from Diamond in order to even get the books ordered.
mm-hmm.
So I think with Luna, it's like you only have to do like one or two or just a couple. So,
And from what I understand, there's a pretty big with Lunar. They
Mhm.
like there's a pretty big strict deal that I don't even think like Marvel and DC kind of still go through Diamond for some stuff or whatever the case is.
mm-hmm.
But I don't think Image can do that. But Diamond had Image try to triple their
Yep.
distribution to make up for the loss of their clients,
Right.
and Image doesn't have enough books selling for that. They don't
Right.
now. I
As
mean,
big-
this is post Walking Dead, Invincible, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Image right now.
What do we have right now with Image that's even remotely successful as those?
Jeff Lemire books? I don't know.
Okay, well, slow down for a second. He can only do so much. Okay. Like, come on, Jeff Lemire is not a selling point. So, I'm not going. I mean, I guess I did go during Free Comic Book Day. I did get the Flyfish comic that Jeff Lemire did as a preview. So I guess I'm a hypocrite on that
He seems
comment.
to do a lot. I'll give him that. So
He does. I'm not knocking him. I mean, he does Black Hammer, or not Black Hammer. Yeah, Black Hammer.
yeah, Black Hammer.
And I love Black Hammer. So, and I really like Sweet Tooth as well. So the guy has talent, but he's not one of those guys where I'm gonna be like, oh man, new TV show, number one selling of America, whatever. So I think What?
I mean, he has little monsters with it. I don't know how well that's doing. And I don't know if
Like-
the Cinders is still going. The Cinder.
Little monsters?
Yeah.
Like the monsters, but
Is it
little?
little monsters? Yeah,
I
I
don't
think they're
know.
like vampires or whatever. I have like the first issue. It didn't interest me enough to keep going. But
Huh.
I mean, they have Saga when it wants to come out, right?
Well, when Brian K. Vaughan is not busy doing, does
Whatever
he do
does.
anything?
I don't know. Paper Girls is over with, so I have no idea what he's doing now.
I mean, I don't
Does
know.
he do anything?
I don't know. He pops up and then he's like gone.
Like
He
here's,
is-
I wonder
here's
Is
a new
Spawn even
Saga.
still selling?
Oh yeah, and Spot. Well, that's then there you go. And I don't even know if you still consider that an image book. He's selling that sucker in GameStop and everything else. Gunslinger Spawn or King Spawn too.
Oh,
So that-
McFarlane?
Yeah.
He's selling
So, I mean,
Spawn?
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah. There's
comic
a big
Spawn?
thing with GameStop. Yeah.
Yeah, Spawn's hot again.
Well,
It's
I
hot.
know the figures are hot right now, but I didn't know that the comics were in GameStop.
Yeah, King Spawn, the Gunslinger Spawn. There's a couple of different Spawn titles.
I will say
Yeah.
though, all of his figures are cool, but man, like I've said before, those DC figures are some of those are really hard to look at.
Yes, they are.
That Jay Garrick one, he looks like a tranny, and I'm not knocking that. It's just
Wow.
he does. His face.
He's
just-
saying that as a big fan of trannies. It's just he doesn't look right.
Yeah, there you
he
go.
just doesn't look right. Like, come on, man, own it up. Get puffier lips, some better eyeshadow, rock the dress or whatever. Like, just go for it. As somebody who watched that, what was that Dragula on Shudder when it was out.
What?
Oh, do you not know what Dragula is?
No.
It's a drag race competition. It's a drag competition where all these drag queens do different monster themed costumes,
Oh, really?
and they make them themselves. Yeah, it's really cool.
I thought that was a Rob Zombie song.
I mean, it. I mean,
It is, but you
Where it
know,
came from,
might as
yeah.
well rip it off while we're at it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a Rob Zombie song, but it is a competition, and I think it's RuPaul's. I think. No, it's
Oh, she does the other
There's-
one.
There's two sisters that hosted,
That-
isn't it?
that's the ones. Yeah, it's those.
Yeah,
It's
I
those
forget
two.
What they're called.
Yeah, it's the
Drag-
something sisters or something.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. Like, it's all these people, all of them are just like sassing each other and building awesome costumes, and just it's so nice. I was watching it, and what? Don't judge me.
No. There's some cool stuff like that. Like, remember when they used to have that? What was it? Was it Face Off? With the,
Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
I
the
love
sci-fi
Face
show.
Off.
Yeah, the makeup
Yeah.
show. It was very
Oh,
cool.
And as an artist, man, the tips you could get from that, just listening to them talk about like shape language and stuff like that. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine actually, Todd Reed, I think, was on that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does a bunch of makeup effects arts, and he's the dude's crazy.
Yeah. Well, then it works together, doesn't it? I mean, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's not a lot of us that would really come down high on the sane scale.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, isn't
But
that
then
a
we
good?
probably wouldn't be doing this for a living if we did. So,
Right.
you know.
This is true.
Yeah, he's got some
Yeah.
major talent. I mean, he does like these crazy ass sculptures and really cool dude.
Yeah. They had the one of the judges on there with one of the designers for I want to say the production designer for like Beetlejuice and things like that.
Mhm.
Which is pretty
Speaking of
impressive.
which, didn't you hear that they're filming that?
Ugh. I'm sorry, was that audible? I love Beetlejuice. I do. I just kind of think we had enough. I mean, not enough, but we have it. I don't think we need a second one, especially now. That's about
A second what?
Beetlejuice.
I mean, we need a second everything. We need a reboot, actually. We need a reboot Beetlejuice. We need to reboot everything. Do it.
Homeward Bound, or
Reboot Homeward Bound.
Reboot Homeward Bound. This time though, we're going to use a pig, a cow, and a hissing cockroach.
There we go. Way to bring it full circle. Good job.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I'd watch that. I actually would watch that. Although I do have to think like the hissing cockroach needs to have like a deep, like soothing voice, like, "Hey, how's it going? Listen,
It's just kind of like, hey, what's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
Just,
We gotta get across that."
I just
river."
imagine this little cockroach with a thick Russian accent. Like, "Da, we will make it all. Or we will die trying.
we must
Fear
get
my mighty form."
we must get across this river. Quick, get on the pig's back.
We must find moose and squirrel.
I would. Man, this is why we need to make movies.
I'm telling you.
Like, they say that there's no creativity left in Hollywood, and here we are.
That's because we're not in Hollywood. We're
That's
sitting
why,
here.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega is gonna play Lydia's daughter.
Yep.
oh, how original, yeah.
Man, is she gonna get typecasted?
Yes.
I mean, that's fine, I
That's
guess.
the only thing that she can play. Absolutely. I mean,
I mean, I don't know. Was
No,
was she Wednesday in Scream 6?
she didn't have a personality in Scream 6.
So
but
it was
from
the
what
same.
I hear she's in You, and she does a pretty good job in You for whatever
Oh,
second or two she's in. So I don't know. Sometimes it just depends on what they're in. I'll put it to you this way: I have to hand it to James Gunn for making it look like John Cena can act. So whatever. There are miracles in Hollywood.
listen, there was no reason why they put on all their effort into Peacemaker.
I'm telling you.
Like,
I'm telling you.
when I watched that show, I was like, man, this is beautiful.
Mhm.
Because it's just John Cena being a doofus. But that
You got to steer into your material,
Right.
Use what you've got at your disposal. And like when I heard that they're like intentionally choreographing the opening scene to look like it's done by people who can't dance.
yeah.
That's hilarious to me because I'm like, somebody has to be out on these press releases knowing that they're the somebody that can't dance, that they had to do this all around John Cena.
You know who choreographed that? Alan Tudyk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
his wife.
Mhm.
So all
Wait,
the stand-ins
really?
and everything-
Yeah,
all
he
the
was helping her
stand-ins
do
and
it too.
Yeah, yeah. So when they had to stand in all the places and everything, he was the one doing it.
Of course he was.
Of course, because Alan Tudyk does everything.
Yeah.
He's so freaking awesome.
He is.
He's beautiful.
He is.
I really wanted them to reveal that he was playing the eagle the whole time.
That would have been great.
Like Alan Tudyk, because he also played Iago in Aladdin, which was like one of the biggest waste of times I've ever seen.
No. He did. No, Iago was Gilbert Godfrey.
No,
He played-
in the new one, in the live action, Alan Tudyk.
Oh,
played him.
right.
Iago.
Yeah, I don't. Think
Okay,
that,
but who
I didn't
saw
think
that?
was a thing.
I did. That's why I know that.
Well, I know he played Hey Hey in Moana. That's why I was like you were thinking about.
Yeah, but that was
chicken.
hilarious.
It was.
Mhm. It truly was.
Like, I love his entire comment was like, "I went to Juilliard when he was like doing the voice for it. I went to Juilliard and I'm playing a fucking chicken."
You went to Juilliard to play the chicken.
Yeah, that's what God intended. He looked down at Alan Tudyk and goes, You're gonna play a chicken in a Disney movie. Yeah. Are you proud of me now, Mom? I mean, hey,
See, I told you I'd make it.
look.
Told
No,
you I was
Alan-
going to be famous.
Alan Tudyk's great. He's in him and Doom Patrol is really good too.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Mr.
No.
Nobody. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, I wish they would have brought him back because
I think he was one of those guys. Some of these shows they cast somebody like that just to try to bring people in to go, and then after the first season they just kind of they did that with Gabriel Byrne in Vikings.
Oh.
Or shoot, Game of Thrones for that matter. What's his name?
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think that's why. Of course,
Probably.
he's got Resident Alien, so that might have had something to do with it too.
Is he? He's also producing that show, isn't he?
Maybe.
Or is
Yeah.
he just starring in it?
Yeah, no, he's producing.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually watched it, but I really should.
Oh, it's
great.
it is so much fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen commercials for it, and I'm like,
I watched the first episode. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was good, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
And note on that, Nathan Fillion is the voice of the octopus.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's even better.
Yes, it's hilarious because I was like, we were laying there in bed watching it, and I was like, wait, what? She's like, what? I was like, that's Nathan Fillion. Where? The voice of the octopus.
No, he is the octopus.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think we already talked about this, but in Guardians of the Galaxy, Nathan Fillion.
Okay, la 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 la.
Have you seen? You haven't seen it yet, have
No,
you?
of course I
I
haven't.
haven't seen it either.
Mm.
Oh man, I've been.
But like, hasn't he been in the commercials too? I thought
Well,
he was.
He was in all three of them actually.
Yeah. Well, he was cut out of
in
two.
makeup in the first one. No, he was cut out of two. Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, he was in the third one, and it's essentially James Gunn. I really think loves fucking with Nathan Fillion. Like, I really do, because I mean, look what happened in Suicide Squad.
What's the dismembered kid? What is his
Detachable
name?
Kid.
Detachable
That was
kid.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
which
was
is based on a real character too. So
Which is actually
But-
based on a real guy. No.
yeah.
It's just his arms didn't go back on, but
They
they
didn't
came
go back.
off. He's famous for them coming off.
He did actually beat somebody with the arms.
Yeah.
No, I watched the Legion of Superheroes movie, and Arms Falling Off Man was in it, and he was the best character because he can throw his arms like boomerangs. And he has no business doing that.
And still controlling them afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes absolutely no sense. But I'm writing a book about a bird barbarian, so who cares? It's not
Yeah,
about
right.
making
There you
sense.
I mean, we're all writing weird shit. I'm writing a book about a evil fursuit.
Mm.
Like, we're all high and we're all drunk. That's comics.
Welcome to the circus.
That makes sense. All other stuff makes sense.
Hasn't that always been comics though?
Sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the earlier like 70s and 80s, I'm pretty sure they were on LSD.
Oh God, yeah. They made an asthma monster. Like, yeah, they were totally on drugs. In fact, they made Snowflame, which was just a dude on drugs.
Snowflame.
Yeah, like, I mean, Crazy Quilt. There you go. Just
Speedball. Come on.
wait. There's a
There
guy.
you go.
There's Speedball.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the Marvel character?
Yeah.
Is he based on drugs?
You tell
Well,
me.
he's named after them.
Well, I know that. Now it makes sense. It's not his power. It's that he's always on drugs.
That's why he's binging all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not his power. It's actually like it's actually a problem.
It's what
Yeah.
It's an addiction. Yeah, right.
He says he has it under control, but I don't believe him.
It's a
Yeah.
disease.
He started Civil War.
Exactly. But no, it's never his fault. So it was the camera crew. It was something.
Yeah, right.
I do
Yeah,
like the fact
warrior.
that he became Penance, and he was just like, "It was all my fault. I'm sorry." And everybody's like, "Go away." Like, you're weird. Like, nobody liked Penance. I thought his costume was cool, but nobody liked him. Well, I mean, I guess if you guys are all agreeing with me.
No, that you've lost me. I know Civil War. I know about the Young Warriors and what happened, but after that, I only know
I like that Scotty
here
Young
and there.
miniseries.
The Penance miniseries.
No, the New Warriors. miniseries,
New Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
Young Warriors.
where said event took place.
Speedball became essentially a dark, depressing character named Penance. And it was like he just shot beams out of his
Wearing
hand.
like a spiked gimp suit. And
Yeah. And he joined the Thunderbolts because it was all his fault. He's the one who killed those kids. And then they had like a 3-issue miniseries with
and
him.
then they still let you out. What the?
Yeah, we met a guy in Tennessee when his character got his powers when he got high. If you bought a book, you got some free stuff, and one option was rolling papers if you were an adult.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Talk about incentives.
It's no, we I mean, Donnie Cates did a book called Buzzkill where it's a guy who takes different types of drugs and gains different abilities. But the problem is that he gets the effects of the drugs. So yeah, when he drinks alcohol, he gets stronger, but he also gets drunker. And
Rick Remender doesn't have a book out.
What?
Rick Remender.
About drugs?
Usually he has like 2. Well, I don't know about drugs. Well, I guess. Sorry, you went into that, and I was thinking. It went to Image. But Rick Remender usually has like 5 or 6 books out at one time.
Doesn't he? Isn't he doing more Marvel stuff right now?
I thought they wouldn't hire it back at Marvel.
I don't know. Wait, what did he do?
I don't know. I
Probably said something wrong.
He said something, just kind of like Kirkman. So,
He was old and said something inappropriate.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
That's
said
what we
something
do.
wrong. I don't actually know. Is he doing anything? Let's see. Deadly Class is done.
is it done?
The Sacrificers, which comes out in August.
He had what is it? Song of Oblivion?
That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Is it over?
I think so. I think Deadly Class is gone or done. Scumbag he did.
See, I
Yeah.
didn't like that one.
I didn't read it, but
I did. I
Seven-
actually kind of dug it, but
Maybe.
7
He
to
reminded
Eternity
me of
is pretty
home.
good. Low and
what is?
7 to Eternity is pretty good. I like
That's the one I'm thinking of.
What? Low?
No, Low is good. I think
Yeah.
it's over though. But
It
Seven
is
to
over.
Eternity is the one I was thinking of.
That one's done too.
Oblivion Song is a Kirkman book. Or was
Oh,
a
okay.
Kirkman book. That's what I was. Yeah.
You know who's I haven't seen any around lately? John Layman.
Yeah, he's just coming out with a book now.
Is he?
I'll Fight You in Hell, I think. is the
Oh
name of
yeah,
it.
yeah. He was supposed to do that book called Leviathan.
I don't think it sold very well, did it?
It didn't even come out.
Yeah, it did. I have
Well,
it.
I mean, I think the one issue came out,
What issue came out? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it sold very well.
which is unfortunate because it was a very good idea. It's
It
about
was
a bunch of
kaiju
dude.
book.
Well, it's just about a bunch of dude bros who get a Leviathan that won't leave their place. And I love that. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it did sell very well, which is kind of a bummer. So, but
What you gonna do? Not everybody gets it. Well, he also has Chew though.
well, I don't really like the new
CHU.
Chew.
Chew.
Yeah, which I don't really like it all that much. I'm probably gonna
But he
wait
still
till it's
has
done
it,
and then.
Chad.
Well, he does, but it's not very good. Have you read it?
That one took a turn. Yeah.
Mm. What do you
want
think
my
of it?
opinion on it?
Mm-hmm.
I like it, all right. I mean, it's not Chew, but like it's got like time travel in it, and that kind of turns me off. So it's like freaking time travel.
Well, it's just I don't feel it's as fun. Like I think it's a little bit more contained.
That's
To me-
yeah. Well, Chew dealt with so many different. It had a different world of its own with the way everybody had their different powers.
Yeah.
Right, we're dealing with food, which was great, and that's not really the case for this one. It's just
No. It's more of a on the road type. I've only read up to the second volume, and
okay. To be completely honest with you, it felt like okay, I'm going to rehash something because it made money, and that was my most popular one, and Leviathan didn't work out. So,
it's true, which is very painful to hear.
But just to be honest,
I feel you on that. And I mean, Rob Gilroy has Farmhand, and that's awesome.
He's got Mosley. Too.
Mosley, which I haven't read
Yeah.
yet, and that's through Mad.
Boom.
Who's
Boom,
that
huh?
through? Black Mask?
No, Boom.
Boom. Thank you.
Yeah. I only said it 3 times, but whatever.
I wasn't fucking listening.
Pay
I
attention.
know.
He's
Yeah.
only here to listen to himself. He's not here to listen to you.
Yeah, I only listen to myself. Who do you think you're talking to? One of the biggest
Millennials.
narcissists.
Of course, he's only writing that one, so
Mhm.
somebody else is doing the artwork for it. I think he might be inking it.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, come on. I live like an hour from you, Rob. Damn.
Yeah, it's Sam Lotfi and colorist Jean Francois.
Jean-Francois.
But yeah, whatever. Bella Lou,
I can't pronounce his last name. I've talked.
which is the colorist from I Hate Fairyland.
Yes.
Which actually
and-
that does explain why it has that pop to it, because I do like I Hate Fairyland's coloring a lot. It's really pretty.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
It really makes the book.
well, yeah, I want to read I Hate Fairyland too, which I've heard is even better.
Oh my god.
I think you were the one who was telling me.
Oh my! I wouldn't necessarily say it's better, but when you get those kind of things, and it's like, okay, the first volumes are the first. It's called I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 for some freaking reason now, I guess. When you read that, it has such a great ending to it, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, okay, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. He doesn't. He doesn't. And what I hate is, like, you'll always hear me talk about Scotty Young, and I hear myself like, oh crap, it's like backdoor Scotty Young simp, and I didn't even mean to be that way. It's like, damn.
I like
So,
what Drought just said. This is why we are not in Hollywood. We say the wrong things. We are creative. We have work ethics, and we have massive drug problems, but we are creative. And I have a massive alcohol problem. So yeah, right there with you. Actually, is alcohol a type of drug?
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
drugging your nervous system. It's numbing the pain. It's the same thing, just different.
It's just legal because they make so much money on
hmm
Listen, this isn't an intervention today, guys.
it.
Not today.
You do you, boo.
This isn't an intervention. This is just us drinking more. God, that Rodney, that coloring on that armor is awesome.
Thank you. I'm not even done yet.
I can see that.
I've got like the first two
It's
layers-
obvious, he said.
Wow.
two layers on. I'm at the helmet. I've got
Ooh.
2 layers down.
Oh, is that what that
Shut
is?
up,
A helmet?
Shut up, Richard. Ooh.
All I heard was you're at the helmet.
Ooh.
Interesting that you perk up at the sound of helmets.
Now, let's see. Richard's doing a
This
Wolverine
turned into a whole
Again.
different stream now.
again.
I
Oh,
gotta
that's
finish the book.
wait. That's a different book.
Yeah, I finished the other one. He wanted 2 Wolverines on each one of these.
So did you just draw the
Oh.
same Wolverine?
No, it's a different one.
No.
He's not,
I ain't that damn
But it
lazy.
is the same guy, so there's going to be similarities.
Yeah. And I mean, see, that looks great. With
I decided
Sephiroth.
to make this Wolverine look like the
thank you.
Powerpuff Girls.
This one is wearing Buttercup's costume.
Oh, that's awesome. That would be so awesome. Do it. Do it.
Do it! Screw the client! Do it!
Put
Ryan
him in the
up-
Buttercup costume.
I triple dog double dare you.
I
You
will
gotta
pay-
do it now!
how much did you charge? I'll pay more.
I'll pay more for you to screw him.
Oh shit, we'll make this into a bidding war here.
And then you have to give it to him. So
Oh, man. If any of my regular clients are watching, I love you, and I would never treat you that way. I can encourage other people to do it.
To put that disclaimer there, right?
Your opinion is the only one that matters.
If I screw it up, it's totally on accident, not on purpose at all.
You heard it here, folks.
If I accidentally draw Wolverine in a Buttercup costume, know that was not on purpose.
I had a moment of weakness. I was watching the Powerpuff Girls while drawing Wolverine, and I couldn't help it.
I could no longer fight the yearning.
I put Iceman in the Bubbles costume.
well, you know,
I mean,
that actually
If
makes
the
sense
skirt
even from the
fits.
70s, or the 60s, actually.
you can have the skirts. All right, Will the Beast, how are you coming along?
I'm coming along pretty good. I am actually just about done inking it, and I actually caught it when you said it.
Okay.
Which is surprising because I didn't expect I would. But let me zoom out a little bit there. Can't see it sideways. Straighten it up. So yeah, the cover's coming out pretty good. Got him fighting the giant hellhounds and decided to have him just really grabbing up underneath that eyelid and gonna yank that eye out in the book, not on the cover, because we don't want to scare the little kiddies at the con. And this is my first time working on a book that's actually like not okay for everybody. Like I'm having to tell people it's like PG-13 because almost everything I do is all ages friendly. Like, I mean, I draw cool stuff, but like I don't put a lot of bare breasts and disemboweled bodies and stuff in it. And this one's a little bit different. And it's my first time drawing somebody get disemboweled in quite a few years.
Who's the writer?
Me.
Okay, is you? Okay, cool.
And the penciler and the inker and the colorist. And I'm doing everything but the editing because, you know, that's a fool's job. I wouldn't edit my own work. And I hire a flatter out because she just saves me so much time on the coloring. It is.
Who do you
ridiculous.
hire, Mog?
No, I hire Shane Kui from the Philippines. Oh. And I love the time change so much because, like, she's getting up when I'm going to bed at the end of the day. So I work all day straight through till I'm going to bed. I send her my pages at the end of the day. I wake up to flatted pages ready to go the next day. It's freaking amazing. Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas.
It is.
Drought asked, did you all watch the latest John Mulaney? Was I supposed to?
What?
I watched it.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Plug me in, somebody. I don't know.
I don't know.
John Mulaney is a stand-up comedian. If you haven't heard him, I like him.
The skinny dude that wears suits.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, like that's the easiest way to explain him.
Yeah, I know who he is. I don't know his new thing.
I don't really watch.
Very open about his rehab. That's what it was about. So,
I mean, I guess. Listen, if you want to do a stand-up comedy about your rehab, it's funny. I guess. Can you make that funny?
Mitch Hedberg made a career out of it.
Yes,
that is true. Mitch, rest in peace, buddy. He's hilarious. I used to smoke pot. I still do, but I used to too.
Richard Pryor. Who else?
I mean, come on now. Sam Kinison probably would have.
Yeah, I was going to say Sam Kinison would have been on that list if he'd lived a little longer.
He was no quitter.
No.
Mitch Hedberg was one of my favorite comedians. I mean, he was dead, but
if you would have ever done stand-up comedy, that would have been you.
I 100% agree. I love dry humor.
You wore blue sunglasses, and you could be Mitch Hedberg.
The only difference that I see there, Rodney, is though Chad would be laughing at his own jokes too. So it would be kind of.
Wow, you're an asshole. Remember to never talk to you again.
That's gonna make an odd show, Chad.
Mitch Hedberg has laughed at his own jokes too, though.
Yeah.
So not really.
I do it all the time. But I'm a weird old man. You don't want to be like me.
No, him and Dimitri Martin are two of my favorites because I love dry sense of humor and just like quick-witted.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dog.
There's a new guy. When I say new, I mean young. He's on Instagram. His name is
Matt.
Matthew Rice.
Oh my gosh, this guy. That guy, bro. He has no filter, and everybody loves him.
Yeah, he is so quick witted. Well, he's a good looking kid. So like,
He's that real handsome one.
Yeah, all the girls, hot girls, are at the front. He's always talking about getting blowjobs, and they give him gifts. The one girl gave him a Build-A-Bear, and he put it up on his crotch, and he's like, "Does this give me a blowjob? How's this work?" It's pretty hilarious.
What he said, you saw the way where he talked about, of course, gay people know how to dress well. They've been in the closet most of their life. It's like, oh my gosh. Everybody just busts out laughing. He does.
He's so quick because a lot of it is him just talking to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, wow.
And now everybody's having to do that because like he's gotten so popular with that. Everybody's having to try and copy that now. And not everybody has the same skill set for it.
No. Not everybody can do that. You're right.
Do you guys know what is it? What's his name? Stephen Ha? The guy who does the emotional damage Asian stereotype. That guy is fucking hilarious. I love his room when he says like, "You have room temperature IQ." Your what is it? Your cousin Timmy? He's a surgeon. He's 9. I love it.
If you want to find stuff now, you can't go. It's not on TV, man. You got to go to YouTube or
TikTok.
Or whatever. Yeah, TikTok. We're in a whole new place, man. It's not. It's not like it used to be.
I was amazed at how much like legit, interesting, entertaining stuff there is on TikTok. Like before I got on there, I just thought it was kids doing stupid dances and eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
And then like
before you got on there.
Well, pretty much. And then I saw like Danny J. Quick blowing up on there, and I was like, well, all right, I'm not going to be the stupid guy that can't learn something new. Exactly. And so I went to check it out, but there's so much interesting stuff on there from like, all kinds of writers and stuff that I follow that talk about, how to make interesting characters and, how to make your villains compelling and all this stuff to, people sewing carpets and stuff that look like Pokemon and just all kinds of wild stuff that I watch now that I never would have thought I would watch, but it's interesting and it's entertaining. And like my wife found out she had ADHD from all the videos I was sending her about ADHD, so she could better understand me. And then she ended up getting diagnosed herself.
Yep. I know that feeling. But
as
somebody who's also diagnosed with ADHD, I understand. Sorry, my dog is being just.
Speaking of ADHD.
Listen.
But that's the thing, man. I think we're actually in a good place right now, especially for creators. I'm not worried about the old ways anymore. You want to be seen? Go out there and be seen. So and it's going to take a while. It just takes more work now, man. Or it takes more work that actually can produce something, I guess is what
it takes much different work now.
Yeah,
it's
interesting.
But you can get your stuff seen yourself and not have to keep piling out work to somebody else and hope they show it off and hope that it gets seen there. Right. You can do your own thing, and it might be harder and you sell fewer pieces, but you're making all the profit. And I freaking love it, man.
Actually, what I've learned yesterday or the day before, it doesn't matter, but there's like an entire community on TikTok and YouTube that just does like cross-stitching and sewing tutorials.
Oh, yeah.
And they talk about them and they show them off. And I was like, man, that is really cool. Like, and they do very well doing it. And I'm not knocking it because goddamn, some of that stuff, whew.
Speaking of that, if you guys saw the post that I made of the guy that bought the issue 1 of the first person to publicly consume Doghouse at the festival we did last week.
Like, did he eat it or did he read
it?
No,
the guy in the Shut up, Chad.
Well, I'm just saying you said consumed. I'm just making.
Damn it, he's gonna forget his train of
It
thought,
was a
Chad.
possibility, so we want to be sure. We want to know how to celebrate.
Hey, however you want to enjoy art.
Do we cheer? Do we pop a bottle of wine? We need to know these things.
Yeah. All right. Continue,
Yeah.
Rodney. I'm sorry.
But anyway, I've known him for 35 years, and I completely forgot because I don't ever see him.
His name.
He saw the video that we posted, and he came down because he lives not too far from where it was, and he does quilts.
Oh.
And he was showing us these pictures that he did of these quilts for his daughter who's graduating from high school. And I remembered he did a Superior 7 quilt for Chris, my buddy, back in the day. We all like lived in the same house, and every Christmas everybody would come over to, we called it the Congo, which was the house that the studio was in, and we'd make a big breakfast and we'd sit around and we'd exchange Christmas presents. And he would give once a year, he would give somebody a quilt.
Wow.
And it's just amazing. So he informed me that mine is coming. Now, keep in mind, he gave Chris his 30 years ago. But he was going over everything and telling us how much work it is. But he's just one of those guys that he's a dog with a bone. He just loves it. And it's just it's his thing, And I'm like, wow. But yeah, it's a thing, man. It's cool. It was cool to hear him, to see the passion in his voice talking about it.
It's very nice to hear. I know a girl who does cross stitching and sewing, and she's a seamstress.
Yeah.
And every time when she talks about just different fabrics and different sewing stuff, I'm like going, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but man, you're fucking happy doing it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that brings me the most joy. And it seems silly, but like when I come across somebody that, just finished their first scarf on TikTok, or somebody that's a pro cosplayer and they've made this totally accurate freaking costume and they're posing and looking all badass. And then you see them jump up and down grinning because they're so happy at what they just accomplished.
Yeah.
That is the happiest I will be all day. Watching you have a moment of pure joy is the happiest I'll be all day. I freaking love it.
Oh God, yeah. Especially,
I think it's because we're all creators.
Yeah.
We can connect to that, because that's when we're at our happiest, is when we're creating.
Oh yeah.
And so we fucking get it.
And you know how exciting it is to finish a new piece and be so proud of it.
Yeah.
And I still, to this day, I still want to run downstairs every time I draw something new and show it to my mom and be like, see, it's awesome. And I still have that little kid in me. And I show my wife when she gets home, and she doesn't really care. She tries.
Right.
Tries. She doesn't get it, but she tries.
Right.
She buys all of my comics. I keep telling her she doesn't have to, but she keeps doing it because she loves me and she's supportive. But
No, I totally agree. I'm the same way, especially when I come up with a new idea. I'm sitting at breakfast with my wife, and I'm just going, let's see, what can I do with a sea otter? And I'm sitting there, and it's just me coming up with all these ideas, and then I get very excited and I want to talk about it. And then C tells me shut up and go to bed, and it's 4 a.m. But it's just, you get very, I'm right there with you. I love watching people get excited for the stuff that they create and make, and even if it's something small, you fucking did it.
Oh yeah, my first set of stickers that I just ordered, and I'm gonna put on my Etsy shop, and they're so ecstatic, and I'm like, I'm happy for you. I hope it's a huge success.
Me too. Hell
And
yeah.
I get more joy when it's the younger people,
Oh yeah.
because I can relate to being 22 and walking into the local comic shop and seeing issue 1 of Superior 7 sitting on the shelf and going, wow, I did it.
Yep.
I did it. And to see kids experiencing that you're right, Fish. That's like a fucking drug.
It's
beautiful.
the best.
Especially when some of these, and I don't want to be negative on it, but when some people are made fun of for doing this stuff,
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you do these cosplays, you make them. Yeah, but do you see how badass they are?
Oh my gosh!
Like-
I follow a guy.
God.
What's his name? Nite Mage. He does
Mhm.
some amazing stuff, and he'll do anybody. It doesn't matter, male,
Men,
female,
women?
whatever. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Hell yeah. No, I love that too. I like
And he
when
does-
cosplayers can go, you know what, I'm gonna be fucking Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
And
he
it's
has
just a
done Sailor Moon.
big
Well,
burly guy. And I'm like,
it's
hell
just-
yeah, bro.
It's
Yeah.
costume design, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's,
You know, and at first at the cons, I was like, "Oh, bless your heart, dude. You built like a refrigerator. Come on." But now I see the beauty in it. Now I'm
You're right.
like, get out there and rock it, man. Have
Hell
fun,
yeah.
dude. Live your best life. Fuck what anybody
Can you
like me
imagine-
would have said 5 years ago. Do it, dude.
Oh yeah, you do you, boo. Like,
Can you imagine being that big and actually trying to fit yourself for a Sailor Moon costume?
Well,
That
no.
in itself is a talent. I mean,
Oh man.
so that's a real guy. When
Uh-huh.
when I went to the anime conventions when I was younger, there was a guy named Sailor Bubba, and he was just like this big burly man who wore a Sailor Moon costume, and he was one of the funniest. He was really funny, very pleasant to talk to, and this guy just walked around entertaining people as Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Like he would just dance around to the Sailor Moon song and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm like hell yeah, but I just love when creators get happy and they just do it themselves and they just
Hmm.
it's just fun. So,
Yeah.
or even when you're making gifts for people, like you
Oh.
know, like just saying, "Hey, I made this for you." That means something more than buying something. You know,
Hmm.
I want to get a little, you know, cross-stitched keychain or something. I think that would be really nice. Like, oh,
I want to get a little. That's the
anybody
quote of the
give me
night.
Cross stitch keychain?
shut up. Listen. Maybe it's the
I'm
alcohol.
sorry. It's late and my smart ass is poking out. I'm sorry. It's just-
That's okay. It's also late too, and I get it. Now you made it weird. Thank you.
that's what I do. That's what they put on my gravestone.
This is true. Being weird is more socially acceptable.
Oh yeah.
Especially at conventions. Like being at
Oh, yeah.
conventions or just like in art stores or just like comic book stores, everybody's just a huge goofball. Like when at Free Comic Book Day, there was a girl dressed up as Kevin Smith. Like she was an employee and she was like telling people to come in and she had the jersey on and she took like perp marker and like scribbled a beard on her. Everything, yeah.
She should have told him to come in. She should have said, "I assure you we're open."
No, I think I do agree. I think being weird is socially acceptable now. Because when I'm at Target, there's like grown men in the Lego aisle getting very excited for a Butterfree Lego. I mean, that might have been me, but I totally digress on that.
Well, I will
But
say
it happens.
But it happened.
I will say this: it is socially acceptable if you're amongst people, if we're amongst people of our tribe,
Hmm.
other creators and stuff. If you go across town to the blue collar place, we're still, you know, we're laughed at and we're scoffed at, and
Yep.
Fuck them.
yeah, well,
Exactly.
that's my attitude too. But it's I mean, that's the thing. It's nothing's changed. It's just all you know, our numbers have grown, so we think that, you know, we're you know, but we're not.
Well, I think it works out.
We're
I think it works out in my favor too, because my wife has a name for my face. It's kind of like a
I would hope so.
resting mean face or resting asshole face or something like that. I can't remember like how she worded it, but
We
I think
used to
that works
call it
in my
resting
favor.
bitch
Oh,
face, but I'm not
everybody
sure how that-
thinks I'm so mean when I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like if somebody says something, you know, that's remotely negative to me, all I got to do is give them a look.
Yeah. There are advantages to being, you know, the big burly guy.
Yep.
oh yeah.
Yep. I mean, I don't have that advantage, but you know,
You
And the
hang
real
out-
bitch of it, as soon as I got bigger than everybody else, I quit getting in fights. Like once it would have been to my advantage, people quit.
Yeah. Now that
quit
I'm big,
fighting with me.
nobody will fight with me.
The only one holding you back, Fish, is you.
See, nowadays
You could just, walk into a group of people and start swinging. I mean, you could do that.
you could just
But
walk
then
up
you're
to
no
somebody,
better than the ones that did it to you. So,
just ask them if they want to fight.
there you go.
That's it. Just be like, hey, you want to start a fight?
Are you part of?
Or
Fyke
throw a
Club?
steel chair, like with the Boondocks.
Yeah.
You
You want to start a fight? Just punch me in the face. Come on, punch me in the face.
Let's see. Growing up, it had to be more hidden. Yeah, back then, definitely, I do agree with that. Like just being weird and nerdy and everything, it was definitely something you couldn't reveal. But in high school, I mean, I fucking rocked me being weird. But
Well, see, let's talk because I went to high school in the '80s.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
it
never.
depends on when you did it.
Yeah, the difference with me is
it's on the drugs.
I refused to be bullied because I got along with everybody. And this was before I was, a big
I
brother.
didn't know I had a choice, man. If I could have refused,
Yeah,
nobody told me.
Yeah, it's just people tried. Well, see,
You can say no to bullying. It works.
Well, I have an older brother that's mentally disabled, so I got into a lot of fights defending him and protecting him. So I was used to it, and
they know not to mess with you by the time it's time to pick on you.
Exactly. So
they're picking on like, do you know whose brother that is?
I never hid the fact that I read comics or that I was an artist, because I just didn't give a fuck if you liked me or not.
Same.
That's the same boat I was in.
Yeah, if you like
still in.
I get along with everybody until you give me a reason not to.
Yep. I got when in school, even though I was the nerd, I got along with all the jocks, the cheerleaders. Like nobody really bothered me.
Yeah.
And I was always saying, yeah, I fucking love. I play D&D every Saturday.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Well, it must be nice for you guys.
Oh god, that ended me up in the frickin' office with the principal,
D&D?
the vice principal, and the school nurse. Because I was running my own. They found out we were playing D&D, and then they found out I was running a homebrew superhero game. And they kept harassing me, trying to get me to explain the game to them. I'm like, well, you roll up these characters, and they have different powers, and they have, different weapons. Like, what kind of weapons are you using? I'm like, laser guns and, like, proton bazookas. Where are you getting these weapons? Like, they're imaginary. We write them down on a sheet. And then they're like trying to get me to admit to how many people we've killed. And I'm like, you really don't get what's going on here, do you?
What are you sure they just weren't into it?
No, they were legit. Like
they were legit.
Yeah.
Demonic panic. Like they're convinced that we were out there killing people for this game and collecting weapons and whatnot. And I had a bad reputation in town anyway.
The devil worship scare of the 80s was real.
Yeah, that was no joke.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Mazes and monsters.
What's that documentary of those kids that were railroaded for murdering that guy?
I can't remember the name of it, but I know she talked about.
The
three guys just had like.
Yeah, the one guy was real simple, and they just really raked him over the coals and got him to say a bunch of shit that he didn't understand what he was saying, and they gave him life in prison, and they were all scapegoats because they couldn't find the killer.
Yeah, and they can hold you in there for days, grilling you.
Was it like something Nashville or?
What the hell was it?
I don't know why, but the church lady just popped in my head.
She's not a Christian.
Dana Carvey.
Satan?
I don't know, maybe Satan.
Guys always looked at me like, "Oh my God, there's a woman in the store." When you're in the comic shop. Nowadays, it's a lot more common, but yeah, like everybody turned heads. Like, woman,
oh my God,
girl,
I mean, back in the day, back in the 90s,
always
when I did shows, there was never. Jill Thompson and Wendy Penny were the only two females. And Louis Simpson,
Julie Bell,
Simonson, Walt Simonson's wife, and that was
Julie Bell as well.
Oh yeah, Julie Bell.
It's still bad around here. I mean, like lots of the comic book shops around here still don't carry any like female centric titles or anything. And like I'll hear about some cool new indie book, and I'm like, oh hey, y'all got this? No, we ain't got that. Like,
but why?
It's tough. because it's not going to sell to the people that are coming in their shop.
I'll buy
And
it.
that's the sad truth.
Well, that's just what I was telling Chad last night, and we were talking about this. But previews doesn't work the same way it used to anymore. Retailers aren't going through previews and ordering books. Now you go to a comic book shop, you get their comic, the shop number, and then you go to the preview site. You put in the shop number and you put in the book you want, and then they'll order it. But they're not looking at previews anymore to just get books. Not from smaller press people. So
Right.
So no matter what you do, you can be in previews, but you're still going to have to market.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I liked when you just said, "Well, why don't you take 5 of your books and just walk up to the comic shop and have them sell it?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
Rodney's-
really think about that."
That's
Yeah, that was Rodney.
Express.
Oh, that was Rodney. Yeah, they
Yeah,
al-
that was
they always
Rodney.
thought I was
Yeah.
there getting comics from my boyfriend. It's true.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It's funny though, because they always say that there's no females in comics, and I completely agree. I mean, can you name like 2? I mean,
Females in
what, you have?
comics?
Yeah, can
Gail
you name any
Simone.
females in comics? Gail Simone, Teenie Howard, Jill Thompson,
Teeny
Kaylin
Howard's really
Smith,
good.
Sweeney Boo, Lauren Braga,
Miraka Adolfo.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh!
Don
Talk about an
McTeague,
artist. Oh,
She's very
Jeez.
good.
oh my gosh, she's so freaking good.
I
And
love that woman.
every style she does, man.
Who are you
Oh.
talking about?
Miraka
Say her name
Adolfo.
again? She did
hang on.
Unnatural, Sweet Paprika, Unsacred. Like,
Oh yeah, she's amazing. Kenny
She's
Friesen.
fucking
phenomenal.
great.
Yeah, Kenny Friesen.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of female creators
Mhm.
out there now that are amazing.
Yeah, Don Mateague.
Yeah, Don.
Fiona
yeah,
Shaw.
Don McTeague, yeah.
What's Carla Cohen? I think is
not
her name.
Fiona Shaw. Fiona.
Ashley
does Saga?
Wood, Fiona Staple,
Fiona Staple. I knew it started with an S.
Yeah.
and then there's Yolanda Zanfardino,
Well,
who does
Ariel Diaz.
Ariel Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Elise Romboli.
She
Man,
just got picked
yeah.
up by DC.
Really?
Daphne Lage.
Daphne
Yeah,
Lage.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and there's only like 2 women in comics, so that's it.
Carissa
Like,
Grant. I mean,
Carissa-
Yeah.
there are so many female characters in comics. That's true.
Nita Lanning and Tina McElhaney.
Jenny
Well-
Friesen. That's true. Ashley Wood. There are a lot of female characters in comics. That's true, and they're all disproportional, which is why I hate the action figures of females. I really want
Yeah,
them.
which
but
is why I like Linsner's art. I love the way
Oh.
he draws females.
That's right, Colleen Duran. Didn't she just do a book with Neil Gaiman? I think she did that. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, you talk about Marika, right? And what I told you earlier about somebody out there saying you can't be a writer and an artist at the same time. Like,
That was
what
really
are you
weird when you
talking
said that.
about?
Says
It's like, so it was somebody's post, or somebody was giving somebody a hard time because they're trying to be an artist and a writer at the same time. Oh, you can't be both. You have to put 10,000 hours into one or the other. You have to decide. What the hell are you talking about? Like,
obviously,
if you can do both,
you have just told everybody who's reading that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
you're
Right.
right.
Like, I would get a lot of comics just because of the covers and a beautiful woman on them. Yeah, that's an ass and titties book.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get it. Like, that's how I shop too sometimes with comics is I'll just be like, that cover looks cool. I won't even read the back. I'll buy it, and then I end up with a gay wrestling comic. That's actually a true story, but still.
Yeah, that's how you end up with such an exclusive collection. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
100%.
Which is fine, because you do find
It was the
some
same with me. I'm telling you, it was all by accident, over and over.
all of the human
Again
centipedes
and
stuff,
again.
all by accident.
Every single time. It shouldn't happen that many times to one person, but
I never expected Human Centipede 3 would actually be about Human Centipede, but
Well, I mean, who
you
knew?
live, you learn.
No, actually, somebody asked at one point, there was a conversation I was having that said, how do you choose your comics? Like, what makes you want to pick that book up? And I'm like, well, are you asking me, do I like dissect the book, or do I just look at the cover because it's cool? And
Well-
I look at it, that's a cool cover, I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah, yeah, because being a John Byrne fan growing up my entire life, anything that he did a cover for, whether he did the interiors or not, I bought it just for the cover.
Hmm.
Michael Golden was the same way because Michael Golden did very little. So if I got any piece of artwork from Michael Golden, I immediately bought it.
I was like that with Ben Templesmith as well, and
Yeah.
Rob Gilroy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'll buy it anyway because it's just them.
Mhm.
But it's also too. It's when I feel like it's more fun looking at the cover, and also, I mean, yeah, you can read the back of the book too. But sometimes I'll just grab the cover and just buy it, and then see what it's about and see if I like it. And sometimes you find some good stuff. Sometimes you find some bad stuff. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I found Grimoire Noir with that, and that was a very fucking good book.
That's why I checked out Scumbag. I was like, this looks crazy. And so I got it and checked it out. And I actually
Hayao
enjoyed it.
Miyazaki. He's a writer animator. That's still that makes me really mad. See, when you said that, when the guy was like, "You can't write and draw," I'm like, "Well, I can't pee and poop then." Like, if that's the
Because they are exactly the same thing.
But that's like you can't do two things, different
So
things.
you're like the unicorn. You're like the guitar player that can play the guitar and sing at the same time. Is that what they're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody is able to do that. There's one.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon.
He can play guitar and write and draw comics at the same time. He's the only one.
And he could pee and
Put
poop
some
at the same time.
It's all one thing. They're a little wet and sticky, but damn, they're good comics. You won't forget them.
There's some questionable stains on them, but man, they are great. The coloring, I'm not sure what it's from, but
I'm coming back for issue 2.
It's a very limited color scheme. It's mostly yellows and browns, but
a little bit of red depending on what he's doing. But
That's when he needs to go to the doctor on that one.
yeah.
If,
Also,
if he's drinking grape soda, there might be some green in it.
oh
He
my
also-
goodness. I love me a great Powerade, but dang, I feel like I'm dying when I see all those crazy colors.
Yeah, obviously rebuttal is 10,000 hours of practice
he does-
argument, and then put in 20,000 hours to master both. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, see, yeah, Blue Teddy must be in on what I was talking about, because that's what I was going to say. He said 10,000 hours, and it's like, okay, so you can't put in 10,000 hours in each.
I would seriously like to add up, like, how much have I put in, like, since I was a kid and just sat in my room all day after school, every day drawing until I went to bed. Like, God, that's got to be a lot of hours.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
What's aggravating
agree.
about those little anecdotes and those little things about that. It's like you're putting on new guys coming to learn these
Mhm.
expectations, and I hate that. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, learn how to do the craft first. Learn
Yeah.
how to get your shapes first. Learn how to do that first. Don't worry about you got to do a page a day. Don't worry about you got to put in 10,000 hours, because I promise you, by the end of the day, you'll get to where you need to be.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and even if you put in 10,000 hours and you're still not good, you're just going to keep getting better every time.
Yeah.
It's never
Well,
a competition. It's never a race.
And the thing that bothered me as well about that comment is the 10,000 hours comment is said with a connotation of negativity towards it. Oh my God, I have to put so much work into it to get any good. Yeah, that's the fucking point.
Yeah, if
It's
you're not
it's not work, because Fish, C, Richard, correct me if I'm wrong. All those times we spent in junior high in our bedrooms drawing, that wasn't fucking work, was it? That was fun.
Man, I
Oh, yeah, it was
loved
fun.
every minute of it.
Absolutely.
well, also
So-
too.
Absolutely.
It's a mindset too.
I wouldn't correct you if you're
Yeah.
wrong anyway. It's your show. But yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's if you're thinking of it as something daunting,
Hmm.
then you're thinking about it the wrong. Your mindset's
Well,
all
it's the
fucked up.
same. It's the same thing with writing. It's like people look at the page and they're like, "Oh God, I gotta make words," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then you keep practicing with them and you keep shaping them. You go back, you re-edit. It's gonna suck the first time
Right.
around.
You just
um,
type a bunch of shit on the page, and then you go back and you get rid of this, you add to this, you
Yep.
tweak this, you add more, and before you know it, you've got an outline, and then oh shit, I've got an issue. Okay, and yeah, it's
Man, the first time I sat down to write a script for a comic that was going to get published, I was so intimidated that it was this big, giant, daunting task because I had never sat down and officially written a script out in this kind of detail that was going to be seen by this many people before. And then after I did it, I was like, oh crap, this is fun. Yeah,
Yep.
this isn't
Yeah.
something to be afraid of. This is happy fun time. We can do anything. It's a blank page. I can enjoy this just as much as I enjoy a blank page in Clip Studio. Like,
Yeah.
let's have fun.
The
when
art.
when background assists inks on GI Joe, I remember sitting in the studio with John Larder. I was working with John Larder, who was the inker on GI Joe, and I was sitting there. He handed me my first page, and he was at a desk facing one direction, and I was at a desk facing the other direction. So he handed me the page, and I turned around in my chair, and I laid it on the desk, and I had a pen in my hand, and I'm like, "You're about to ink a page of GI Joe." You know, at 28, 29 years old. You know, been drawing since I was 4.
And now,
And I was like, I took a deep breath, and I kind of giggled to myself, and I said, "Motherfucker, you've been doing this your whole life. Just do what you do."
Mhm.
And I just started going at it.
and then he got out the bag of cocaine.
Yeah, and then I snorted a couple of lines.
First, before you ink your GI Joe page, gotta get out the
Smoke 'em all.
dust. Get fucking high. No, I think it. Just fucking do it. That's all I gotta say when it comes to
That's
writing
the
and
best
doing the
advice
art.
that ever came from Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
Exactly.
Just do
Shia
it.
LaBeouf said it best. Just do
One
it.
piece of advice from him I trust implicitly. Just do it.
Just do it. Hey, look, you're talking about a kid that pretty much put himself in the business at 10 years old, but he did it. So
Yeah.
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 I
and
know
he,
I don't. I
he seems to have come out on the other side of his chaos, so I'm happy for him.
did he?
If you guys
Yeah,
have not seen
he's-
his podcast on John Barenthal's The Real Ones, I would suggest you go watch it.
Yeah, he comes out. He admits
he-
to a lot of heinous shit that he
Yeah.
did.
It's
Even about his
he
dad.
owns everything. Owns everything. So everybody goes through shit in their lives. Everybody's young, and you got to learn.
He did that
Mhm.
movie recently, didn't he?
Yeah. Have to be more specific.
He did. It was a It was on him. It was
Honey Boy, yeah, he said it was a
Honey
lie.
Boy.
Honey Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
He said it was
and-
all a lie. He said his dad's been nothing but supportive, nothing like that, or nothing.
Yep.
Wait,
he said
really?
it was all a lie. Yeah.
Yep.
He owned up to it.
Oh,
He owned up to being a bastard. That's
That I was a piece of shit, and I was looking for other people to blame for my shit. And my father was my father, and he had his faults, like everybody else does. But he was my father, and he's always been there for me. And I drug him and his name through the fucking mud, and I hate myself for it. But I'm here, and I own it.
I think it was Elton that
Good for you, man.
I think it was Elton John's that Rocket Man documentary. I think Elton John did come out and say that his mother wasn't as bad as the movie protruded that her.
yeah.
Which I was like, well, then why did you fucking do it?
Well, no, when the issue comes in with Rocket Man, though, I look at Rocket Man.
It's
not
still a
like
good movie though.
Oh no, it was a great movie, but I don't look at it like an autobiography, like a biography, right?
Right.
It's like an essence of who Elton John is. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like a taste of who Elton
Yeah,
John is,
it's
because a
an
lot of those songs weren't at that time. So
Yeah.
it wasn't in order or nothing like that.
Right.
It was
It's
just kind of
an interpretation of what of the history.
Yeah.
yeah.
That made my love of Taron Egerton go up.
Oh my
Like-
God, how good is he?
He's so good.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought he was great in The Kingsman, and then I saw him in Rocket Man. He plays in the Neil Gaiman Sandman audiobook. He plays John
Yeah.
Constantine.
Oh really? I
Yeah,
can
and
see
he's
that.
really fucking good.
Look, you want to? Have you ever seen Eddie the Eagle?
I haven't.
Oh golly, you want to talk about? If you want to know he can act,
Uh-huh.
watch Eddie the Eagle. It's about a guy who's he's a little
He's an
special,
eagle.
huh? Yeah, what he does, but he wants to be a skier. He wants to be an Olympic skier. Hugh Jackman's in it too.
Oh.
It's done by. In fact, I think it's directed by the same one that did Kingsman. Matthew Vaughn did Kingsman
Oh.
and Kick Ass and stuff, which is I think is a pretty good director myself. But
Except Kingsman
Yeah.
too.
I don't know. It had its moments, but I get it. But yeah, no, but I don't think he directed Kingsman 2.
Oh, well
So
then.
so let's not hold that against him. Um,
It's a rate 10,000 hours, but something that brings you joy that you want to get better at, and then it says something. Absolutely,
Yeah.
I agree. Also, but if you get to the 10,000 hour mark and you're still not good, you have to give up. Like that's it. Like
That's
you
it.
can't go
That's
any
the rub.
further. Yeah, that's the rule. Sorry, bro. Them's the rules.
Oh shit! I guess I'm off.
I'll see y'all. It was nice hanging out.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Badger. Good night, Rodney. Good night, Richard.
It is all about practicing correctly too, though. I mean,
There
like,
you go.
you can't just
Exactly.
keep doing the same thing over and over again. If I was still drawing the crappy little figures that started at the little triangle trunks and worked their way out, I would still suck. You know, I had to keep looking at new stuff, challenging my stuff, copying other people's work, figuring out why did they put these lines here and why is this line thicker than that line, and you know, and then challenging myself to draw from life and keep pushing the envelope over and over. And I'm still doing it. I'm still watching art streams all day and trying to pick up new tips from other people
Yeah.
that might have a new idea how to do something that I didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
There's
You've got to. You've got
there's
to.
also nothing wrong with borrowing techniques from other creators too.
Absolutely
Like,
not.
just-
Well,
Yeah.
it's like I'd like to make a tutorial about how to follow tutorials, right? Because you look at a tutorial and people want to start drawing exactly that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they're teaching you a technical way to do this. You want to understand how to do this, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you're gonna want to take from other things to learn how you think. I kind of think like the Loomis method. You know, you have the square, or you go to Bridgman with the circle and everything. It's like some people think it's cubes, some people think it's spheres. It's kind of you have to figure out how you think. It's just
Mhm.
What works for you?
Yeah. Unless you have like a
Exactly.
twist to it too, as you know, C and I discussed this before too.
golly, you know what? I was trying to be encouraging. I want you to draw. I didn't realize because I could tell what it was. I didn't realize it was somebody else. Golly, when you let it go, I
No.
knew you were mad at me about that. Damn.
I was. I'm like,
That's
wow.
like I have been working at the freaking screen all day, Chad. I'm so sorry. I didn't examine the artwork.
I don't need you to text me your shit. Stop it. C gave me his number and it just opened up an entirely different bullshit. But
That's good.
no, I just love seeing people grow in their artistic styles, and it shows with comics as well. It's like, you know, issue 1, you're like, man, that artwork is not good. The story's good, but the artwork's not good. And then 6 issues later, damn, that guy really improves
Mhm.
because they're having fun with it. And as long as you're having fun, I feel like I think that makes the work better.
One of the biggest examples of that, one of the best examples of that, and I've said this a few times on this show, is James O'Barr's The Crow.
Yeah.
I mean,
You look at issue 1 and it's rough.
yeah,
And you look at the last issue and you're like, wow, this motherfucker can draw. You know. So it's cool. It's nice to see people's styles develop and see their styles change and evolve, and that's part of the shit that we get a kick out of.
Mhm.
yeah. It's it's just cool.
And you know, he didn't want to. He only came from real life. He said he wouldn't look at other artists to figure out what they did. He just wanted to come from like using real life to
Yeah.
draw.
Yeah.
I kind of had to go back to that myself because, like, growing up and coming of age in the 90s, like, everybody around me was either a McFarlane clone or a Jim Lee clone.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was straight up cloning Mark Texiera because he was my favorite. And
Oh.
then I
That's a good
realized,
favorite.
like, none of us are going to stand out except maybe me. Nobody's going to stand out when everybody looks like a Jim Lee clone.
Right.
Or
And
Rob
so-
Liefeld.
Yeah. So I
There's not
started.
many Rob Liefeld clones.
I went. There used to be. There's not
There
so
used
many
to be.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld used to be a clone of himself. Like, also, this is interesting. I started doing better watercolors thanks to a tattoo artist from Australia.
Yes, absolutely.
That's cool.
That's another thing too. Don't just go looking for people who do what you do.
Yeah.
No.
No, go look at those people who are doing tattooing. One of the girls that I went to high school with, she makes a living doing Etch-a-Sketch art.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
She has
smart.
she has a couple of exhibits in one of the Chicago museums as well, and she actually does Comic-Cons too. I haven't seen her recently, but her and I do try to keep in contact, but she does a lot of Etch-a-Sketch stuff, and her tutorials are very helpful with just understanding line work.
I
So
imagine.
yeah, like it's just she's very good at it. So yeah, I do agree. Just looking for different art styles and different artists to gain inspiration or techniques from.
Right.
So, I mean, hell, I'm sure if you watched a car mechanic do a tutorial, you could probably gain some kind of artistic thing from it.
I gained so much like business advice from like this one children's book author and illustrator. I get so much advice just on running my small business and stuff from watching her. I love it.
What's her
you
name?
know? She's got pink hair. That's what I know.
Wow.
It's on TikTok, dude. Everybody's got weird
Okay.
names, and I don't pay attention. That's not the way my brain works. I make cool comic books, but like I can't remember somebody's name.
That's a very fair statement. But oh, it looks like we are out of time.
Oh wow. Oh man.
Oh, thank God, C's gone. Okay, so everybody,
No.
what do you all think? All right, Rodney, did you want to? If you want to
Except he
keep
can
going,
Listen
Ken-
to everything you say too while you're talking, but whatever. As long as you can't hear me pee, I can hear you. But go ahead.
you will hear me pee next
You
time.
will hear me pee. All right, let's go around the room and tell everybody where you can be seen and found on the interwebs. And let's start with Richard. Richard, have at it, buddy.
RLJ3.com and RLJ3art on the socials. Simple and quick.
Sounds good. Steve, what about you, buddy?
Oh
What?
yeah, I thought you said Steve. That kind of
Yeah, I
threw me
thought.
off. Steve.
Steve.
I said
So-
now we've gone
Nope.
all the way from animals and we're calling fish Steve. No,
Nope.
Oh, like I didn't catch that one. If that was aimed at me, I missed it.
Go for C. Go for C.
go for Steve. As always, you can check out my linktree, linktree.ee/C Michael Lanning. Has everything on it. Eventually, I'll do something with this clown underneath me on Tuesday nights. We'll build a comic where we're going to put a comic book together
Yeah.
right there live for you to go ahead and lambast us and see how horrible we're at it. So come and watch. All you have to do is follow the Holy Duck. So
Duck Pope, please. He is our Lord and Savior.
All right, Chad. What about you, buddy?
You can find me at Casual Nerd Chad on Twitter, where I will sometimes update, or you can follow me on Facebook at The Iron Squid, where I just post inappropriate and stupid shit frequently. You can also check out my book, A Blue Lullaby from Arcarty Enterprises, and The Legend of Sparkle Dog, the comic books. I just got the email saying you can pick them up from the warehouse, so I will be doing that. And then shipping will come out for The Legend of Sparkle Dog, Don't Say a Woo from Hasm Productions.
Awesome.
So, yeah. And then Set the Hook hopefully will be out. And then C and I, after he gets done doing his weird chemo stuff, we'll be doing Build a Comic as well. It'll be fun.
Excellent. Sounds good. All right, Fish, what about you?
I am Mr. Fish Comics everywhere.com, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere is the same thing. And right now you can go to gomrfish.com right there and follow the Mighty Caw, the Cro-Magnon on Kickstarter, which has got 7 days to go. And we're halfway to our first stretch goal, which will unlock the Caw source book as an add-on. So I'm excited to
Ooh.
get that out there.
Excellent. Sounds like I can't wait to see that. All right, folks, I am Rodney Fyke. You can find me on Rodney Fyke Art on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. You can also go to the Hasm YouTube channel and check me out there. Go to hasm.com. That's HAZZUM.com and check me out there. All of our books are there. And you can find me right here on the Indie Comics Network 3 times a week. Obviously, tonight on Thursday nights. Saturday mornings for Sketchy Saturday, and Mondays at 5:30 for Fyke Let's Draw. So check us out there. And hey, I just want to say thank you to everybody that hung out with us tonight and participated in the chat. We appreciate you guys and your time. When there's a lot, for you guys to go watch and do and see. So we appreciate you coming and spending a little bit of your time with us. And so thank you and good night. So for Richard and C, Chad, and the Water Buffalo, this is Fyke.
Boom.
So long, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.
Thanks for all the fish.